The reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. At that time, while Jesus was speaking to the disciples, Judas Iscariot came, one of the 12, and with him a crowd with swords and clubs, from the chief priests and the scribes and the elders. Now the betrayer had given them a sign, saying, "The one I shall kiss is the man. Seize him and lead him away under guard." And when he came, he went up to him at once and said, "Rabbi," and he kissed him, and they laid hands on him and seized him. But one of those who stood by drew his sword and struck the slave of the high priest and cut off his ear. And Jesus said to them, "Have you come out as against a robber, with swords and clubs to capture me? Day after day I was with you in the temple, teaching, and you did not seize me, but let the scripture be fulfilled." And they all forsook him and fled. And a young man followed him with nothing but a linen cloth about his body. And they seized him, but he left the linen cloth and ran away naked. And they led Jesus to the high priest, and all the chief priests and the elders and the scribes were assembled. And Peter had followed him at a distance, right into the courtyard of the high priest, and he was sitting with the guards and warming himself at the fire. Now the chief priests and the whole council thought testimony against Jesus to put him to death, but they found none, for many bore false witness against him, and their witness did not agree. And some stood up and bore false witness against him, saying, "We heard him saying, 'I will destroy this temple that is made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another, not made with hands.' Yet not even so did their testimony agree. And the high priest stood up in the midst and asked Jesus, 'Have you no answer to make? What is that these men testifying against you?' But he was silent and made no answer. Again the high priest asked him, 'Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed?' And Jesus said, 'I am. You will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power, and coming with the clouds of heaven.' And the high priest tore his garments and said, 'Why do we still need witnesses? You have heard his blasphemy. What is your decision?' And they all condemned him as a deserving death. And some began to spit on him, and to cover his face, and to strike him, saying to him, 'Prophesy.' And the guards received him with blows. And as Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the maids of the high priest came, and seeing Peter warming himself, she looked at him and said, 'You also were with the Nazarene, Jesus.' But he denied it, saying, 'I neither know nor understand what you mean.' And he went out in the gateway, and the cock crowed. And the maid saw him and began again to say to the bystanders, 'This man is one of them.' But again he denied it. And after a little while again the bystanders said to Peter, 'Certainly you are one of them, for you are a Galilean.' But he began to invoke a curse on himself and to swear, 'I do not know this man of whom you speak.' And immediately the cock crowed a second time. And Peter remembered how Jesus had said to him, 'Before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times.' And he broke down and wept. And as soon as it was morning, the chief priests with the elders and scribes and the whole council held a consultation, and they bound Jesus and led him away and delivered him to Pilate. فصل شريف من بشارة القديس مرقس الإنجيلي البشير والتلميذ الطاهر. في ذلك الزمان فيما يسوع يكلم تلاميذه أقبل يهوذا واحد من الاثني عشر، ومعه جمع كثير بسيوف وعصي من عند رؤساء الكهنة والكتبة والشيوخ، وكان مسلمه قد أعطاهما علامة قائلا: الذي أقبله هو، امسكوه وامضوا به بحرص. فجاء للوقت وتقدم إليه قائلا: يا سيدي يا سيدي، وقبله. فألقوا أيديهم عليه وأمسكوه. فاستأل واحد من الحاضرين السيف وضرب عبد رئيس الكهنة فقطع أذنه. فأجاب يسوع وقال لهم: كأنه على لص خرجتم بسيوف وعصي لتأخذوني. كل يوم كنت معكم في الهيكل أعلم ولم تمسكوني، ولكن لكي تكمل الكتب. فتركه الجميع وهربوا، وتبعه شابا لابسا إزارا على عرية، فأمسكه الشبان فترك الإزار وهرب منهم عاريا. فمضوا بيسوع إلى رئيس الكهنة، فاجتمع معه جميع رؤساء الكهنة والشيوخ والكتبة. وكان بطرس قد تبعه من بعيد إلى داخل دار رئيس الكهنة، وكان جالسا بين الخدام يستدفئ عند النار. وكان رؤساء الكهنة والمجمع كله يطلبون شهادة على يسوع ليقتلوه، فلم يجدوا، لأن كثيرين شاهدوا عليه زورا، ولم تتفق شهاداتهم. ثم قام قوم وشاهدوا عليه زورا قائلين: نحن سمعناه يقول: إني أنقض هذا الهيكل المصنوع بالأيادي، وفي 3 أيام أبني آخرا غير مصنوع بأيادي. ولبهذا كانت شهادتهم تتفق. فقام رئيس الكهنة في الوسط وسأل يسوع قائلا: أما تجيب بشيء؟ ماذا يشهد به هؤلاء عليك؟ أما هو فكان ساكتا ولم يجب بشيء. فسأله رئيس الكهنة أيضا وقال له: أأنت المسيح ابن المبارك؟ فقال يسوع: أنا هو. وسوف تبصرون ابن الإنسان جالسا عن يمين القوة وآتيا في سحاب السماء. فمزق رئيس الكهنة ثيابه وقال: ما حاجتنا بعد إلى شهود؟ قد سمعتم التجاديف، ما رأيكم؟ فالجميع حكموا عليه أنه مستوجب الموت. فابتدأ قوم يبصقون عليه ويغطون وجهه ويكلمونه ويقولون له: تنبأ. وكان الخدام يلطمونه. وبينما كان بطرس في الدار أسفل، جاءت إحدى جواري رئيس الكهنة، فلما رأت بطرس يستدفئ نظرت إليه وقالت: وأنت كنت مع يسوع الناصري. فأنكر قائلا: لست أدري ولا أفهم ما تقولين. وخرج خارجا إلى الدهليز، فصاح الديك، فرأته الجارية أيضا، وابتدأت تقول للحاضرين: إن هذا منهم. فأنكر أيضا. وبعد قليل أيضا قال الحاضرون لبطرس: حقا أنت منهم، لأنك جليلي أيضا، ولغتك تشبه لغتهم. فابتدأ يعلن ويحلف: إني لا أعرف هذا الرجل الذي تقولون عنه. وصاح الديك ثانية. فتذكر بطرس القول الذي قال له يسوع: إنك قبل أن يصيح الديك مرتين تنكرني 3 مرات. فلما تفكر به بكى. وللوقت في الصباح تشاور رؤساء الكهنة والشيوخ والكتبة والمجمع كله، فأوثقوا يسوع ومضوا به وأسلموه إلى بيلاطس. المجد لك يا رب، المجد لك.